Egypt is taking much care of its natural environment. And we have seen this just as we are looking around and taking into consideration the national parks in Egypt, many of the beautiful sites. Of course, we are taking much care of the natural environment in general. But let me tell you that this started since ancient times. Ancient Egyptians used to take very much care of the fauna and flora, of the wildlife, of the green areas, and we can see this. Many of these sites are depicted on the walls of the ancient temples. I'll tell you more about this because this is something of great importance to know about ancient Egyptians.
Egypt is a country to explore. When we talk about Egypt, we are not only talking about traditional tourism or about a tourism country. It is far beyond this. It is about the natural areas, the cultural heritage, the virgin wildlife, the fauna and flora, which all together will guide us to ecotourism. Ancient Egyptians were connected with nature in many ways. In the physical sense, the lush Nile Valley between the two hostile deserts and the rhythm of the Nile with its annual flood contributed greatly to the fertility of the land. Even in royal palaces and tombs, they depicted landscapes, gardens, and an array of animals and plants, indicating the natural world was revered by ancient Egyptians. hieroglyphic characters explain the natural living environment of Egypt during the time of the pharaohs. When analyzed, Egyptologists noticed that many of these hieroglyphs have been taken from nature, such as the sun, fauna, flora, and peoples of the region. So Egypt, since ancient time, was aware of the importance of nature, and from here, Egypt had got some terrific ecotourism sites that cannot be found elsewhere.
And let me tell you that here we have many beautiful sites, and these sites are natural. Well, one of the best places you can visit and you can enjoy is the Salt Mountain. It is located in Port Said. Well, not far away from Egypt, but the concept itself is different. When we talk about the Salt Mountain, when just looking at it, you will feel as if you are skiing on snow. But it is not a snow mountain, it is a salt mountain, a natural one, and people enjoy it a lot. Let's find out together more about this beautiful mountain in Egypt.
The city of Port Said witnessed a heavy turnout of visitors from across Egypt and sometimes from outside Egypt to enjoy skiing on salt mountains. city has become a tourist attraction for its salt mountains that compete ice mountains in Europe. That mountain was formed completely by nature. The visitors were keen to ski and climb on the salt mountains similar to the snow mountains, amid a state of joy and the bright warm sun. And for sure, this is an amazing experience. The city has become the first in tourism of this kind. One of the benefits of sitting on salt is that it withdraws negative energy from the human body. Similar to the physical therapy sessions, adding that some young people practice skiing on salt mountains, just as in Europe. The Salt Mountains in Port Fouad are a new destination for Egyptian tourism, to the extent that they are described as the icebergs of Egypt. Port Said has got some very unique spots to visit. For example, the Suez Canal Authority building, constructed in 1895, one of the remarkable monuments of the city of Port Said, as the first structure to be erected on the shores of the canal in the city. The building is used as the headquarters of the authority and the administration of the Suez Canal, and also to monitor the passage of ships through the canal. The building is featured with its wonderful architectural design and its notable position on the shores of the Suez Canal, and it became a landmark of the city of Port Said.
About ecotourism, we have also to talk about cultural heritage, about local people living in different areas that are part of this heritage, and they are still keen to protect it. We're talking about different national parks. So this time I'm not talking only about a national park, but I'm talking about a place where you can visit. This place is very close to Aswan. Aswan, of course, is one of the famous touristic sites on the Nile River, and of course it has many of its ancient monuments and temples. But this time I'm only talking about the Nubian village. Over there, it is completely different.
While talking in general about Egypt, economic and social development plans refers to the inclusion of initiatives to stimulate green tourism within the framework of the environmental sustainability system by stimulating the establishment of hotels compatible with the environment, Ecolodge. There are successful experiences of incorporating environmental aspects in resorts like Siwa Oasis, Marsa Alam, Dahab, also in different areas all around Egypt, where the commitment of companies and establishments to environmental controls are followed up as a prerequisite for obtaining environmental validity certificates and for the continuation of work. So all around Egypt, we have many beautiful green sites where you can enjoy your vacation. Actually, we are talking about green tourism. In the very south of Aswan, right along the border with Sudan, lies the Land of Secrets, a land that bears the charm of the past with a slight modern touch, a land whose people are a constant reminder of legend of the past, stories of our ancestors, their traditions, their modest lives, and their welcoming hearts, a land that will enchant you and give you many of the feelings of the same time. This is Nubia. Nubia consists of many islands in the Nile, and Nubian families live over there. And most of the Nubians in the market can speak English, French, and sometimes Italian as well. This island is a monument in its own right. Most of the pharaonic kings that ruled Egypt passed by Sahel to register their arrival and their family. You will find the writings engraved in most of the big rocks of the mountain in Sahel. You can also go hiking to see the view of Nubia from the mountaintop. There is a very famous rock over there where the story of Prophet Yusuf, who ruled Egypt, is engraved. If you are in Aswan, don't ever miss Philae. It is by far one of the best temples all over Egypt and maybe the world. Located on an island of its own, Philae's story is very interesting. It even has a story in modern history.
to the end of our backpack for today. Thank you all for joining us. Remember, we'll be back to tell you more about Egypt and more about the different destinations to enjoy your vacation.